finally a representation of what it is to care for seniors, and we're seeing that in brick and mortar. Usually we go to these senior centers and you feel that we could be doing better. This is that better. So I'm so happy for the Bay Ridge Center, the Bay Ridge community. These older adults are going to have the time of their life in this building, and that's what they should be doing. So I'm just happy to be here, and it's ribbon cutting and its inception. Again, just a happy day for Brooklyn. You can tell a lot about your society by how they treat children and how they treat older adults. And I tell you one thing, our students have state-of-the-art schools with beautiful computer rooms, amazing backyards. And when you look at our senior centers, it's the complete opposite. We don't have enough. It's almost like wherever we can find, we'll throw our older adults. We'll just pack them in some place. There's no thoughtfulness behind it. There's no true intention about how we're going to treat our older adults. That's different now. Building facilities like this is amazing. This is better than schools, in some schools in New York City. We're laying the foundation about what it is to be thoughtful about our aging adults. So I'm grateful for that. And I tell you, there's no more love than there is in this center here today than all of Brooklyn. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it.
So, all right, so I'm getting the go-ahead to start, yes? Okay. So I think it's very fitting that since we are opening a new older adult center in Southwest Brooklyn, our first guest is Sonia Adamski, who is the president of our Senior Advisory Council.
So I'm happy to see so many here today on this special day that we've waited for so many years. I'm president of the Senior Advisory Council. The Senior Advisory Council represents the members, and we support the staff and the center itself. So we have some of our members here today that support the center.
So I will never forget the day, Nicole. It was April 7th, 2022, like a year and a half ago. So, somebody said, Nicole Maliotakis is on the phone for you. And I was like, yeah, right. You know, because I figured it was somebody from your office or what have you. So I picked it up, and it was Nicole. Now, we had a history with Nicole that dated back to her time in the Estate Assembly. And, you know, she was always a friend of Bay Ridge Center. She was limited in what she could do for us, you know, in her position. But anyway, that day she called me. She said, I finally found a way to get you some money. Weren't those your exact words, Nicole? Yes.
Check your journal. I forgot exactly.
Yeah, no, I had it here because that was an unbelievably milestone day for us. Because what Nicole did was she got us $2 million in HUD funding to build out this new space. I mean, it's really incredible. You know, little organizations like ours don't usually get big money from on a federal level. Nicole has always supported our mission, and I'm so happy. She was here on February 22nd when this was it was concrete. And now a lot of you were here then. And I want you to see what all of your belief in us has done. So it's my tremendous pleasure to introduce U.S. Representative Nicole Maliotakis.
Good morning, everyone. What a great day, huh? Look, it's so nice to be here. And, you know, I used to come here as a little assembly member, freshman assembly member, playing bingo with the seniors. And we had so much fun. I would bring prizes, and we would really have a good time. And I'm so happy to see now that these seniors are going to be in a much more beautiful site and facility that offers so much more than the previous one. Fantastic to see that we're doing everything we can in Bay Ridge to make sure that our seniors can socialize, that they can have physical activity, mental health. I think that's really important to keep them. And I see that each and every day with my parents. So this is what you do each and every day here at the Bay Ridge Center. So thank you to the staff that does such an amazing job to help our seniors make the most of what they have. And I just think that's the message for today, is let's keep on doing more. I mean, my philosophy has always been the seniors in our community. Like, these are people who built our community. They pay taxes their whole lives. If there's anyone who deserves federal tax money to help them, it is our senior citizens. They've earned it, and we need to do more of it. I'm so happy that I've been able to help make this become a reality. Thank you.
I met Antonio Reynoso for the first time about 2 or 3 months ago, Antonio. He came and it was very empty. It was. And I have to take you around afterwards. Okay. But you could see his eyes. It was like he realized. And you know what? He's the Brooklyn Borough President. I wanted him to know that something very special was happening in his borough. And he saw it, and he embraced it. And, you know, from everything I've seen about Antonio, I feel, is leading Brooklyn forward in an exciting new direction. He's like got new ideas, he's new blood. And listen, nobody wears sneakers like he does, okay? So I am so thrilled that he's here today to say some words. Antonio?
Oh, wow. First, I want to say there's one thing that was missing from this ribbon cutting, is that this center needs a more energetic and caring executive director is what you guys need. You're lacking in energy here. No, love you, Todd. And just Todd's energy and how much he cares is infectious. You want to help. You want to be a part of it. And it is meaningful. And I truly say that because when I came in here, I represented North Brooklyn in Williamsburg and Bushwick. Didn't come to Bay Ridge a bunch or at all, except to eat some pizza every once in a while at the Pizza Wagon. I've learned that. And to have Todd come in, first thing Todd says, you got to come to the old site first, because you cannot understand the change or respect or love what you're about to see if you don't go to the old site first. And when I go to the original site, he loves it. He loves the site. You can tell he still cared about it, and he understood its value and what it's presented to the community for such a long time. So he loved it. And then he brought me here. And then my eyes opened up. One, because I want to be helpful. I want to be a part of this. This is a big deal. What's happening in this center is a big deal. And I just became borough president, so I couldn't give any money. I couldn't do anything. But trust me, Todd is going to find a way to get in my pocket. So I'll be more than happy to be helpful in the future. And then I want to say, you can tell a lot about your society by how they treat children and how they treat older adults, right? You can tell a lot about our society. And I tell you one thing, our students have state-of-the-art schools with beautiful computer rooms, amazing backyards, just beautiful facilities. And when you look at our senior centers, it's the complete opposite. We don't have enough. It's almost like wherever we can find, we'll throw our older adults. We'll just pack them in some place. There's no thoughtfulness behind it. There's no true intention about how we're going to treat our older adults. That's different now. We're having aging, New York City aging, right? Changing its name, really thinking about how we're going to be taking care of our older adults. Building facilities like this is amazing. This is better than schools, in some schools in New York City. And it truly is. It's finally, we're matching as a society, I guess, we're laying the foundation about what it is to be thoughtful about our aging adults. So I'm grateful for that. Also want to thank the seniors, because they've done a lot for us. Think about it. It's seniors that are teachers. Andrew Gennardis is a state senator now. You couldn't do that without an education from one of your teachers. Let me tell you, Andrew. So that was supposed to be a joke. I was saying that Andrew's not that impressive. Andrew's not that impressive, but the teachers helped him out. Now look at him. He's looking good. That was what the joke was. But I'll leave you with this. There's a poet, I call him a poet, by the name of Christopher Wallace, better known as the Notorious B.I.G. or Biggie Smalls. And he said, spread love is the Brooklyn way. And I tell you, there's no more love than there is in this center here today than all of Brooklyn. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate it.
You know, there was a point about a month ago, because like Antonio said, I really, especially when I wanted to get money, I would always start people at the old space and see where we were. Because like he said, you can't appreciate where we are now unless you've seen where we came from. So that was always like a good way to do that. But I just feel about a month ago, it was really starting to come together. And I had this moment where I almost cried, because I'm not doing this for me. I am doing this for the older adults in my neighborhood. And I think when they walk through the doors, they're going to go, wow. And that's what they should get. That's what they should have. You know, a beautiful, beautiful space for them not to grow old, but to continue to grow. You know, and anyway, what can I say about Justin Brannon? Justin has been a friend, yeah, I'm sure. Like his predecessor, Vinnie Gentili. Vinnie, you're here today. I'm so happy. For the past 6 years, Justin has really prioritized the Bay Ridge Center, and he's done secured discretionary money for us, capital money for us. He really cares what happens to older adults in our district. And I'm so happy to have him back today. He came about a month ago and he couldn't believe, you know, the progress we made. So anyway, it's my pleasure, Councilman Justin Brannon.
Thank you, Todd. This is really, really a great, great day. It feels like yesterday we were here at the groundbreaking, and this building was really a shell of what it's become. This is really phenomenal. And certainly working for my predecessor, Vinnie Gentili, I learned a couple of important lessons. Number one, you never get between seniors and their bingo. And number two, if you're taking care of kids and seniors in the neighborhood, then everyone else is going to benefit from that. And you spend a lot of time in senior centers as a local politician. And what you see is a lot of times our senior centers are, you know, church basements and school gymnasiums, church gymnasiums. And there's nothing wrong with that, because that's all we've got. But really, this is what our seniors deserve. And there's no reason why this Bay Ridge Center cannot now be a model for other neighborhoods across the city who have such a large population of seniors and older adults who want to you know, stay at home and live in their neighborhood and grow old in their neighborhood, you know. I talk a lot about making sure that our community remains a great place to live, work, and raise a family. We also have to make sure it's a great place for seniors to thrive in their old age and stay at home and not feel that they have to move away for services that they need. So this is a really, really great day. This place is really phenomenal. I've been telling everybody about this place since you first gave me the tour, and I really think this needs to be a model for other neighborhoods like ours that are naturally occurring retirement communities who don't have to just have a senior center in a church basement or in a gymnasium, that they can have a building like this to really thrive and grow old, all of us together, because we're all going to be seniors someday soon. So congratulations, Bay Ridge Center. God bless. Thank you.
So I know both Nicole and Justin may have to sneak out along the way. They're very busy this time of year, so anyway, we will understand, but we're so glad that you're, you know, here with us to see the fruit of our labors, right? Okay. Paul Knudsen. Okay, Paul is like my dream pastor or reverend. He's like a really cool guy. He preaches a mean sermon. I've actually sat in on some of his sermons. We're also fortunate that he is the landlord for us at our former location, where we will remain to do our food service operations. And Paul is also the treasurer of our board of directors. So it's my tremendous pleasure to welcome to the podium Paul H. Knudsen.
Okay, good morning. And so my main focus in my few minutes that I'll be up here is to dedicate the atrium and especially the Tranquility Garden to the memory of Reverend Darrell Helmers, who began the Bay Ridge Center in 1976. And once again, it's wonderful to have his son, Michael, and daughter-in-law with us this morning as well as we celebrate together the opening of this incredible site. And so I'm not sure if you noticed, but he was a good-looking guy. I'm telling you, if you came in the front door, you turn to the right, his picture is on the one wall. Looks like a movie star, actually, when you look at them. So, but the verbiage underneath his name, it's Reverend Darrell D. Helmers, founded the Bay Ridge Center for Older Adults in 1976 as a vital ministry of Bethlehem Lutheran Church to address the nutritional and social needs of the older adult population of Bay Ridge. And so Pastor Helmers was a visionary. He came and he began our school in 1957, so our school has been here for 66 years. And then he began the Bay Ridge Center in 1976, 47 years ago. He cared about young people and quality education, and he also cared about older people as well, to make sure they had good food and socialization in their lives. And so Pastor Helmers was a leader. And he was not just a leader of Bethlehem Lutheran Church, he was a leader in this community as well. And so everybody knew him. He was here for 35 years and truly focused on the community. An interesting thing, when he finally did retire in 1990, and the church did a self-assessment in terms of who their next pastor should be, the bishop, after reading all their feedback, said, "Are you looking for a pastor, or are you looking for a social worker? Because everything you do seems to be focused on the community," but that's what Pastor Helmers truly did thrive on. He wanted the church to be part of the community and care about the people. It didn't matter what their religion was. It didn't matter what their politics were. It didn't matter what their race or ethnic background was. Everyone was part of this wonderful family in this community, and everyone was a person to be cared about, not only by God, but each other. And so this morning, as we do dedicate the atrium and the Tranquility Garden, I'll be part of that atrium here at 15 Bay Ridge Avenue, the new location for the Bay Ridge Center. We dedicated in loving memory of Reverend Darrell D. Helmers and the wonderful people of Bethlehem Lutheran Church that began this mission 47 years ago. And we as a church continue to commit to continuing our support for the Bay Ridge Center far into the future, even here in its new location. May this always be a place where older adults are fed and nourished, and where they gather for friendship and enhancing their lives. Thank you very much.
And I have to apologize to Paul, because we were supposed to have a photo of that dedication, and somehow that didn't happen. Best laid plans of mice and men. Okay, so really all of this started right here when NYC Aging released their last RFP about 3 years ago, right? So what they did was they always release a concept paper in advance of the RFP, tell us what their thoughts are, and you know. So one of the things that they stressed in the concept paper was that between now and the year 2030, the older adult population was going to explode. And they did a graph, and they showed all the neighborhoods in the 5 boroughs where there was the most projected growth. We were one of the highest. So what did we do? Marian Nicolosi taught me well. She said, you just give them back what they said. So we just threw out our proposal. We kept saying, hey, we're doing what you're telling us to. We need this extra space. And as a result, we got a nice new contract that afforded us the rent line so we could begin this new space. So today, I am so psyched. First of all, I have Susan Calvin from NYC Aging. Susan, where are you? Okay. Oh, okay. Thank you. But I have 2 deputy people here, commissioners. Okay. So we actually have Adam Wysocki, who was here with us for the groundbreaking on February 22nd. He is the Deputy Commissioner of Planning and Strategic Initiatives. That's some title. That's really like, wow. And they're both going to speak, but first, the Associate Commissioner of Active Aging and Social Services, Jocelyn Groden, who happens to be a Bay Ridge resident. Come on, Jocelyn. Adam's supposed to go first. They had this plan. All right, Adam, thank you.
Thank you so much. Todd, you looked at my notes, I think.
Yeah.
So thank you and welcome everyone. My name is Adam Wysocki. I'm the Deputy Commissioner of Planning and Strategic Initiatives at New York City Aging. And I'm here with Associate Commissioner Jocelyn Groden, representing Commissioner Lorraine Cortez Vasquez, who could not be here, but sent her best to Todd and everyone here at Bay Ridge Center. There are a couple things that I wanted to highlight based on what Mayor Adams mentioned and Council Member Brennan. We do crunch numbers on a daily basis at New York City Aging to determine what is that New York City's older adult population is looking for, right? And places like this come out on top, places where people can feel connected, where people can actually exercise and be fit to be more independent as an older adult. That gives them a sense of self, right? Sense of worth to do everything that they could on their own. And that's what Mayor Adams mentioned, right? It's the gym. But the other aspect that Councilmember Brennan mentioned is the model facility for older adult centers, right? The public and private partnerships are key to creating these types of centers that can house and can accommodate a lot of older adults who, as Tom mentioned, and some notes, is growing. It's not by 2030, where older adults will far surpass school-age children up to 18 years old. So centers like this are here to accommodate that growing population. With Bay Ridge Center's unique understanding of South Brooklyn, along with the experience that they and their staff have, New York City was pleased to support them building this new center so that they can support even more older adults. There are already more older adults, as I mentioned, living in 5 boroughs than there are any school-age children, and number of older residents age 60 or older continues and is expected to grow. That means that programs and resources New York City Aging and centers like this one provide will become even more important. But you can be confident we will continue to look at the numbers to help ensure older residents can access programs and resources in facilities like this one. So congratulations, Todd and the Bay Ridge Center. And thank you so much.
Jocelyn, it's your turn.
Hi, I am New York City Aging Associate Commissioner Jocelyn Groden. I am not only a Brooklynite, but I'm a longtime Bay Ridgean, and I'm so excited to be here with Todd and our community leaders and my neighbors and the staff that support older adults every day as part of this incredible opening. I live very close. I won't give away my home address, but I'm so excited. Almost every day I get to pass and see the progress and evolution of the center. Today was my first time getting a full tour from Todd, and so excited what our community and neighborhood is giving and setting a precedent of how we want to take care of older adults. As mentioned by my colleague, Adam Wysocki, unfortunately, our Commissioner, Lorraine Cortez Vasquez, is not able to be here today. Bay Ridge Center has always been a leader in this space, as our community has so many older adults, in providing vital nutrition, exercise, workforce programs, opportunity to learn and grow and volunteer and give back. we are also so excited, as the mayor has announced, there are now an older adult liaison in every precinct to support the needs of older adults, including providing information to keep people safe, prevent crimes, and support older adults who have been victims of crime and abuse. Thank you. This ceremony is just one of the ways that together we build an age-inclusive city that honors the older adults that built these communities. Again, thank you so much for having us. Very much look forward to working together with Todd and the team and my neighbors and community and the city to support the growth and success of the center. Thank you.
So Jocelyn confided in me that she has an interest in art, and when she saw the art room, she said, oh, maybe I can volunteer. You know, in nonprofit, the V word is our favorite word, the V word, volunteer, that's right. A few more shout outs. Bravo Ambulance for being here today. Hopefully we won't need them, but we thank them. The 68th Precinct, hello. And I'd also like to mention we have Ari Kagan here, Councilman Ari Kagan, and this year he has allocated some discretionary money for us as well, which that's another thing we like, discretionary money. Yes, because then we can do lots of things with it, you know. Anyway, we're lucky, we're very fortunate to have Brooklyn Regional Representative for the Executive Chamber, Debbie Lewis, with the New York State Governor's Office. Please, Debbie, come and say some words.
Good morning, everyone. To all the guests, officials, dignitaries, and those who traveled all the way from Albany, thank you for being with us this morning. Again, my name is Debbie Lewis, and I'm the Brooklyn Regional Representative for Governor Kathy Hochul. And our governor supports our older adults. She could not be with us this morning, but she sends her love. Our older adults are the backbone and lifeblood of our communities and of our elections, of our advocacy, and so much more. Thank you so much. So this facility is absolutely beautiful. From just stepping out of the vehicle into the corner and looking at the facility, I was mesmerized. Funny story, I asked my mom to join an older adult facility about 2 weeks ago, and she told me no. And I asked her why, and she said, because that's for people that wear diapers and need to be pushed around. And I said, Mom, that's not true. Okay, so, you know, I had to walk her into a facility where she actually saw people that she can build community with, and she fell in love. And it was a facility that's not as beautiful as this. I hope they get some discretionary money so they can get some upgrades. But, you know, she fell in love. She thought it was one of the best things that could happen in our community. And we are from the south side of Brooklyn. And looking at spaces like this really changes the dynamics of the community. And so, one thing that the governor always loves to say is that the nonprofit sector is the second largest workforce in New York State. And we thank everyone that supports our older adults and who strive every day to make sure that their needs are met. Because it's without you all, it's impossible to service our community. And so we thank you, Todd. And by the way, Todd, I'll take you anywhere with me if you want to MC. You're absolutely phenomenal. I'll put you in my back pocket. And the last thing I'll say is that, you know, something that we've been hearing is that this population is growing, which simply means that people are living longer, they're stronger, they're thriving, and so we must continue to meet the needs of our older adults. We're all gonna get there someday, God willing, and so we need to continue to work together and be together on this mission. Again, Governor Kathy Hochul thanks you all, she supports you, and she sends her congratulations to this facility, so thank you.
You know, it's funny Debbie made that comment, because I always say, I never met a microphone I didn't like, okay? So I'm just one of those people that I'm kind of at ease. I like to ad-lib and stuff, so it's fun. Anyway, I have the most amazing staff of any ED in older adult-centered land. I mean, they're really spectacular, and what is really cool is each of them are unique in their own way, and cumulatively, I wrote this in my letter, that they all have something special to give. And you know, that's something that Candace Hessams, my operations director, and I talk a lot about, is we like to play to our staff's strengths. And you know, every staff member has something unique about them that makes them special, and that's how we've created this amazing organization, by utilizing their special talents. So thank you. They've helped keep my sanity the last 2 years. They really have. Okay, so, you know, I always use this little story, but when I was young, like Antonio and Andrew and Jocelyn and Adam, I was going to change the world. Guys, I wouldn't know where to start at this point, but I live in Bay Ridge, and every day when I walk home from work, I see my clients, my members, and I actually go home and feel I have made a difference in my neighborhood that day. And that's what I challenge all of us to do. Every day, we can make a difference in our little corner of the world. So anyway, I'll get off my soapbox now. Okay, Andrew Gennardis. I love Andrew. I really do. I have to admit it, okay? Andrew, he's been a state senator for 5 years now. And from day one, he has allocated funds to enhance services at Bay Ridge Center. There's something New York State does called grants and aid, and it gives us money. It's the closest thing to general operating support as there is. Thanks to Andrew's generosity, from day one, his first year as senator, he allocated money and has done so every year since. And not only that, this past year, allocated an additional $250,000 to finish up this project. Andrew really cares about the seniors in this neighborhood, and that's why I'm so happy to call him a friend of Bay Ridge Center. Andrew Gennardis.
Thank you, Todd. What Todd didn't say is that I only gave you all that money so I can make sure my application for membership gets approved in a couple of years. It is so amazing to be here. I think, you know, probably the first week on the job when I took my oath of office, one of the first meetings I had was with the Bay Ridge Center. You know, you're a new senator, everyone's trying to get in the door, everyone's trying to get a meeting with you, tell you about their priorities, tell you what they're doing, ask for your help after this, and you're just trying to figure out where the bathroom is, you're trying to like hire a staff, you're drinking out of a fire hose, and it's impossible. But I knew about the Bay Ridge Center because I live in Bay Ridge, and I used to walk by there all the time and see it all the time. And so one of the first meetings I took was with the Bay Ridge Center, and it was with Todd and Mary Ann, and they were talking about this idea. And at that point, you hadn't even gotten the RFP yet, but you said, we think that this is going to happen. We want to tell you what we're planning for the future. And from that moment, I was hooked on that idea. And ever since then, it's been my absolute privilege to be able to support this organization, not only with the capital support, but also with operating support. Because the Bay Ridge Center is more than just a place for seniors to gather and to get a hot meal. Look at what they're doing with Bay Ridge Connects on 3rd Avenue, a walk-in senior center service operation where anyone can walk in, ask questions, get resources. That's the new way of servicing people in our community who might not want to join a center, might not want to sit in a basement somewhere, just have a question. And the Bay Ridge Center is now there to help answer those questions and help connect people to other resources. I think last week I was reading, I have 2 young kids, and I was reading for the first time The Giving Tree to my oldest son, who's just shy of 3 years old. And for those of you, it's a classic book. For those that aren't familiar, it's the story of a tree that grows with this boy and keeps giving everything, right? Gives him branches to swing on and apples to eat. And when the boy wants to cut wood down for a house. He gives them his branches to cut down. He gives them his stump to make a boat. And all this, and it's an allegory about how the elders in our society give selflessly to the next generation that follows. And sometimes the next generation doesn't always appreciate that or understand it. And that's a really sad story, actually, because the story just ends where the young boy is now an old man sitting on an empty stump. And I was thinking, in anticipation of knowing that we were coming here today, like, what's the continuation of it? What's the opposite of what the giving tree is? Like, where is the story where the boy realizes everything he got from that tree and then decides to pay it forward or give it back? That's what this center is. This center is our way of continuing the story of the giving tree for the seniors and the elders in this community, as a way of saying thank you for selflessly giving us your branches and giving us your apples and giving us your shade all these years. Now we're going to take care of you the way you took care of us. And so this is a beautiful place. I'm so excited to be a part of this, to live in a community that has something like this, and to be able to have an organization like the Bay Ridge Center under Todd's leadership with all of the incredible staff and volunteers who make this happen. And this is only the beginning. Great things are still yet to come. So thank you very much.
The Giving Tree is one of my favorite books. It's absolutely beautiful. If any of you haven't read it, you should read it. It'll make you cry, I promise. Anyway, I want to give a shout out today to a pioneer in aging advocacy. Bobby Sackman, where are you? Bobby has dedicated her entire life to championing the older adult experience. And it means the world to me that you're here to join us today on this monumental occasion. Anyway, last but certainly not least, I have John Abib. I love saying his name. It's just like a really fun name. John Abib. You know, it's just fun. But John has been, he's been our IT provider since before me. MSI, his company, and they, in fact, are doing all the networking of this. Do you know every room here can play different music? We can have different music going on in every room if we want. We can do all kinds of cool things once we figure them out. It's going to take a little while, but we will. But anyway, John is the epitome of a gentleman. He really is. And he has spent a career really championing causes that benefit the community. He's a real community asset in a way that I've never seen. And he agreed to be the chair of the Building Bay Ridge Center campaign. And that's helped raise the private money for this project. By the way, we haven't reached our goal yet. So anybody who has a check out there and would like to make a donation, I'm happy to accept it. But John, he has done a splendid job. He's such a wonderful, important part of Bay Ridge Center. It's my pleasure. John Abib.
So today I'm the closure, I guess.
Best for last.
Dear friends, so I prepare a few notes. Usually I'm the guy that I just wing it, but today I prepared a few notes.
3 minutes, John.
Because so the perfect relationship started where I compliment, you know, Todd starts and then I know exactly what he wants and then we get it done. So we were meeting almost on every Thursday. I'm late all the time on every one of them. But we're meeting every Thursday and then this is where we came up. So the time has come, isn't it, for you to see what we've been doing. The first and one of the best technology centers for older adults in New York City. So I'm excited. I'm sure you all are excited. I have to do what they call a cleanup, make sure we didn't miss anything. That's why I compliment Todd. So first, I have to thank the remarkable executive director. Without him, we wouldn't be here today. you know, to empower the executive director and us. There is a board behind that runs the center. So they're represented by a number of board members here today. I thank each one of you, and of course headed by the president, my favorite, Patty Marchetti. So during transition, we got bored a little bit and said, okay, what do we have to do? So we came up with something called an advisory board. So no, let's come up with something new, community advisory board. And we give them initials, like everything else is, you know, it's initials. So we call them CAB, cab. So if you see a cab around, just say hi to them. No? So I have to thank the cab for helping us get to where we are today. And you still have, actually your work starts mainly right now and onwards, so you can help us reach out to the community and be part of this beautiful community, and then make people aware of what the center is all about. You know, most people see me outside and say, okay, when you're going to open? Well, what do I need to get in? I said, oh, just knock and come in, you know. They said, what? There's no membership, there's nothing. I said, no, this is it. This is New York City aging, you know. Like, this is New York City agent. So what does it mean? It's like, just see me on the side and then, you know, we could get you in. You know, so I said, just come in, you know. So it's open to everyone, 60 and up. I still have 20 years to go, but I think I'm... No. I know this. So our supporters, this is my, I guess, the job that I inherited, or I get pushed in front of it, you know, to lead. Without you, I don't think we would have been here. We have major supporters, and we have the ones that they give everything they have. So we, the major supporters, we call them the one they sponsor our rooms. You'll see their names dedicated in front of each one of the rooms, and then we have in our program, you could see this diverse list of supporters that they came, you know, just by themselves to help the center. So we thank each one of them. And then, of course, I'm going to invite you, you know, to go around. We did some refreshments. We figured, what's the best thing to keep you here? To feed you. To feed you. So we were debating, should we get a croissant plain or with chocolate? But the chocolate was a little bit more, and New York City agent said, no, you have to cut it somewhere. So we got you the plain. No, so please join us with some refreshments. The tours are great because in every room is supposed to have someone with some knowledge about what is that room for. Okay, so, you know, there's the comedy room, which you see me up there. So that will be me. But then there's a technology room, an art center. We have a beautiful also music center, all dedicated to someone. We have the health and wellness center, which you're going to love once you go inside and see the much work that we're going to do in that room in cooperation with Maimonides Medical Center as one of the major sponsors, and the weekly programs we're going to do there. We have the gym, which I'm still trying to get myself on one of those. Eventually I will. And then we have the studio, which you don't want to see me there, dancing. And we have a beautiful dance studio, and so it's all technology at its best. This room transforms from, in the evenings, any community organization would like to come in and then utilize it. You're more than welcome. You know, just you reach out to us, and then you could use the room. During the day, it's being used for bingo days, and then for food. So we set up tables. So we have a staff fully working all the time, moving in chairs and tables all the time. The technology is there, of course, for you to use, you know, after hours if you like. So I think we're ready. So let's get the show going, and then we want to thank again each one of you. And did I miss anything?
No, I thought wrap up.
Listen, I'm the closure.
No.
What's this? You gave me the title, the closure. You want to wrap up? Okay.
So, Walter, did I say Walter Ochoa? Because Walter Ochoa is our Community Advisory Board.